So I think we should all, as white women, just admit we're jealous of black women's hair.
So yes, I was instantly infatuated and fascinated with black people because I believe that they were God's favorite. God spent a little bit more time creating them and put a little bit more love into creating them. So yes, I believed they were the superior race, and going forward in life with that mentality, I just always loved black people. I always wanted to be around them. I always just thought they were the coolest people. And I was fortunate enough to grow up in a fairly diverse area. So I had many black friends. Most of my friends were black or people of color. And I was very quickly exposed to black music and black talent. Something that my mom really instilled in me was that racist white people were jealous of black people because they were so multifaceted and multi-talented. They could sing, they could dance, they can act, they could, make a house a home, they can cook, they can clean. Like, there's literally nothing that black people can't do. Like, they are multifaceted, they are multi-talented. And it made sense to me as a little kid that, that was what racism was. It was jealousy. Let's be real. Racism 100% stems from jealousy and envy. And I think people who are racist usually have an insecurity within themselves that they have to spew this hatred onto to other people, because it just doesn't really make sense. Racism doesn't make sense.
I figured it out. I was just talking to myself and I was like, what is it with everybody that's black on the outside of America? Like, they have beef with black Americans. And I figured it out. We are the only group of people, black Americans, that thrives even through oppression. When you look at Africa, the colonization destroyed the country, the continent in their countries. When you think about it, they ran them to the UK, they ran them to America. We're the only people that sat on this land and we said, I wish I would leave. We the only one that really fought back. Collective. We have to get that mindset again. We fought back against the system, and we're still thriving. And I think that's what the beef is. But they're not gonna say that, are they?
I'm gonna go ahead and allow you guys enjoy every single clips of this particular video, because this video is not only interesting, but this video is educational for people, especially black Americans, to actually know why these people are actually always having one issue or the other, especially when it comes with the white community. A particular video I posted yesterday where this white man, urban man, actually went ahead to assault this particular black girl, all in the name of she was asking over properties. And looking at this video today, I've seen that there are a lot of reasons behind the scene why these white people always throwing shades on black people. Anyways, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for always clicking. Thank you for 100 subscribers, and I do not take that for granted. I'll just go ahead and roll out some of this clip for you guys so that the both of us can actually enjoy this, and then I'll come back with commentaries. Every video I stitch in this video today, credit belongs to the original creators of the videos. And yeah, let's just get right into this video because this is going to be interesting, right?
Please recognize that a lot of the anti-blackness directed towards black Americans from foreign people of color derives from jealousy. See, to be black American is to be marginalized and disenfranchised, but from a foreign perspective, you're marginalized and disenfranchised in America, which is the best place to be marginalized in, from a foreigner's perspective. I am from a foreign family. I've said this before and it bears repeating. My family is Jamaican. I'm mixed race. I was born in Montego Bay, Jamaica, emigrated to the United States when I was 5, and I am now a naturalized citizen. So in addition to growing up and being socialized in America and matriculating through the American public education system and the university system, I have that lived perspective in addition to the lived perspective of being raised by foreigners. Like, a lot of the opportunities for advancement, for job placement, for obtaining a formal education that are here in America, that exist in America, are of course taken for granted by American citizens who are born here. These opportunities are unheard of in most parts of the world. For example, in Jamaica, the opportunities for employment, right? You can graduate from high school here in America and literally go work at Target or at the Dollar Tree or go learn a trade or something like that. It's not desirable. It's not what society wants you to do. You know, society says that you should be working in a corporate structure, but the opportunity at least exists. There's also opportunity for obtaining a 4-year college degree through the provision of student loans that are widely available to most eligible individuals, in addition to community college and junior college that's available to folks who wouldn't qualify for federal student loans, but who can work and put themselves through school and pay for tuition out of pocket. Those similar employment and educational opportunities do not exist in places like Jamaica, where you have to be born into a wealthy family to be able to afford a 4-year college degree, because there is no national student loan structure to pay for a university degree. There aren't as many places for employment that don't exist outside of like a hospital or the tourism industry, or if you're not related to a family member who works in like the HR department or the hiring department for a particular place of employment. For example, how I, as an American citizen, can walk into a Costco or a Walmart or a Target or something and be hired based on, you know, my experience or based on my knowledge or what have you. Those places don't exist in Jamaica. So being able to just walk into somewhere with a piece of paper and the ability to work and find that work, that itself, that opportunity is non-existent in most places in the world. So understand that foreign people of color who live in these places where opportunity is few and far between, unless you're born into the moneyed class or unless you're born into the noble class, look at Black Americans living in America and are envious and are jealous. And their thing is, well, what are you complaining about? You don't know anything about marginalization or what it truly means to be dispossessed or what it really means to be oppressed, because you're in America. You have all these opportunities, you have all these chances, you have justice, you have laws and discrimination laws that protect you. Those things don't exist where I'm coming from. So what's the big deal with you? And again, it's envy because, yeah, you're marginalized, but you're marginalized in America, where you have a right to legal advice. You have a right to a speedy and fair trial. You have a right to be protected from unreasonable government search and seizure. You have discrimination laws that protect you. You know what I mean? Like, you have all of these things that protect you that you're just born into just by accident of birth that I don't have in my own country. Mix that envy and jealousy in with the existing anti-Blackness that pervades almost every society on the planet, and boom, you have activists and the Palestinian liberation movement being anti-Black and racist towards Black Americans. For my Black American brothers and sisters, understand that that's where a lot of the antipathy from other foreign people of color comes from. It's nothing, its basis is in jealousy and envy, and even though that sounds like an oversimplification, I promise you it's not. Again, I grew up in a foreign family, being raised by foreigners, living here in America, while at home I was being socialized as a foreigner, and then in public society and public schools that I was attending and jobs that I held, I was being socialized in American. As an American, I can tell you that perspective that I'm speaking from is absolutely valid. And one last thing, another perspective to add to this is that when you come to America as a foreigner, in addition to fighting white supremacy, in addition to fighting poverty, now you're fighting xenophobia, right? Now you're fighting the immigration system and having to spend tens of thousands of dollars, if you have it, and years matriculating through the immigration system in the US. Foreigners like myself who have to deal with the United States Center for Immigration Services, who have to worry about ICE, who have to worry about whether their green card needs to be renewed, who have to pay for the exorbitant fees that it costs to apply for citizenship, because citizenship is not automatically granted to folks just because you live here for X amount of years. It is something that you have to apply for. It costs thousands of dollars, and it takes years for your application to process. It's not an immediate, yes, congratulations, you're now a US citizen. They have to go through your entire immigration record from the very date you set foot on US soil to determine whether or not you're even eligible to be a US citizen. And all while that process is ongoing, you are experiencing xenophobia, you are struggling with your dual identity. On the one hand, you're not fully American, so you're not quite in with American crowds, but on the other hand, your family and your immediate network don't view you as being a full native of the homeland either, because now you live in America and you grew up here and you've been socialized here. So you struggle with those identity complexes and whatnot, all while you're waiting for the US government to turn around and say, okay, yeah, you can be here forever now, basically. My mom raised my sister and I while my mom and I were undocumented immigrants. My sister was born here, thank God, but my mom and I were undocumented immigrants for 15 years. Not because we came here illegally, not because we came here, by subverting the process. We arrived with visas. My mother was married to my father, who was a Jamaican national, who was also a U.S. citizen. So this process wasn't because of any of our own doing. We came here, lived an upper middle class lifestyle, and came from the upper class of Jamaican society, and yet and still we still struggled. So for my Black American brothers and sisters, add all of those nuances to not explain away or to justify the racism and the anti-Blackness that we're seeing from foreign communities of color, but to explain it so that you understand where it's coming from. Foreign people of color are deeply envious of Black Americans and the privileges and the liberties Black Americans seemingly have here in the United States. And yes, they full well know that those privileges are always at risk of being taken away by white patriarchal structures, because these foreign communities of color are subject to those same structures abroad. They know that. The issue is that unlike Black Americans, they don't have the balls to stand up to those patriarchal structures. And that's another element of the envy. Something that my Black American friends have taught me, a phrase that I carry with me everywhere, is that closed mouths don't get fed. Black Americans fully understand that and have understood that from day one, which is why Black Americans were marching, protesting, boycotting, burning down slave plantations, making speeches until rights that they should have been born with were given to them almost by force. Black Americans were not afraid to stand up to white patriarchal structures and white supremacy, and still today stand up to white supremacy in ways that foreign communities of color are just too afraid to do. And those foreign communities of color are also envious of Black Americans' bravery for standing up to white supremacist structures, and then in turn being rewarded with rights and liberties for standing up to those structures. Unfortunately, this is all just another version of high school. It's all just another version of schoolyard bullying, and foreign people of color are just very deeply envious and jealous of the privileges they think Black Americans have in the United States, and how Black Americans are born into those privileges, and also the ballsy bravery and courage that Black Americans have in demanding that those privileges, those rights, those liberties stay in place.
If you're a Black American person watching this video, you are supposed to carry your egos, like carry your shoulder with pride. Like there's something we call shoulder pad, right? In African words, carry your shoulder pad high, because honestly, you have a lot that you have not yet discovered. If you are a Black American person and you're still trying to figure out or trying to like compare yourself to the white community or every single country that is actually hating on you as a Black American country, it is time for you to use this particular video and tell yourself that you know who you are. You guys are smart. You guys have been through a lot, starting from history, and you guys are still strong. Tell me, why won't these people hate on you people? Why won't these people be jealous? You can hear it from their mouth, not from my mouth. From the horse's mouth, that they are jealous. They feel like you have a lot. They feel like God has really blessed you. They feel like no matter what, you are ready to strive. And because you have all of that zeal to strive, it becomes a problem to them. And that's where this racism is coming from. You can hear it from the girl's point. She said she feel like these people can do what me, myself, I cannot. That inferiority complex is what is killing a lot of them. You understand what I'm trying to say? Anyways, let me not blab too much. Let's go ahead and hear other people's opinion, and then I'll still come back with commentaries. I love this video, and this video is for educational purpose. Let's go there, guys.
I'm about to tell y'all, when I was dating this white girl, I was 20 years old. I'm 32 now. We were just dating. We wasn't dating. We wasn't committed or nothing like that. We were just dating. I was in Lake Michigan. But as I started to get older, I started to be more aware of things. I remember I started posting more about Black issues. I started to become way more attracted to Black women. Once I understood how deep colorism ran in our community, I started to stop focusing on so much of Black women color, they shade, and I started focusing on their features. And once those barriers went to the side, I started realizing like, yo, Black women, I'm more attracted to Black women than any other group of women, and it ain't even close. The only person that comes close to it is maybe Latin women, but other than that, she gotta be Black. She gotta be black. She gotta either be some type of black Hispanic or Blasian something. She gotta have a curse with her. And so I started to post a lot on social media, you know, and I was talking about these social issues. And this white girl that I used to just mess around with, she started to kind of like take shots at black women towards me. Because I remember one day, and this is when it really woke me up. She was like, oh, you don't want to be with me. You just want one of your Afro, brown, black queens. And I was like, is this bitch really trying to shame me for liking black women? Now, mind you, at the time, like me and her, we stopped messing around, but we used to still talk because we was cool. But me, I don't give a fuck who you is. I'm always talk about black people, black problems, all of that. And mind you, I was young as well. I didn't have the same experience that I got now. But I started to drift away from her, and she didn't like it because she wanted to be with me. But I wanted to be with a black woman. I knew long term I wanted to build a legacy with a black woman. And she started to try to shame me for being with black women, for even liking black women, which was fucking bizarre because I'm black. And then on top of that, I realized something. I'm like, oh, you jealous. You jealous. You want to have that black afro. You want that brown skin. You want that thick hair. You jealous. So it always blew my mind when I see black women dressed like these European women or wear their hair, because really they want to look like y'all. And y'all don't realize it.
So I just heard that white women are jealous of black women. They want to be advised and aided by black women, but they don't want black women to surpass them. And white women have an inferiority complex when it comes to black women. This is what actually is being admitted on the internet. Is this true? Do white women feel inferior to black women? Are we really that disturbing to white women's peace because of who we are and how we exist in the world? Is that what's really happening? I really want to know because I'm unsure as to how to respond to this.
Every time black progress happens, America always pulls the rug. And this ain't new. We had Reconstruction. Then came Jim Crow. We had the Civil Rights Movement. Then came Nixon's war on black communities. And we got Obama. And then came Trump. Do you see the pattern? This country never gave up on racism. It just evolved it, coded it, tucked it behind slogans like states' rights and law and order. And now that Trump is back in power the second time, they don't even bother with the code anymore because they don't have to. And then some of you are shocked. But this is how white supremacy always responds to black excellence, with backlash. Every time we rise, they always retaliate. Keep in mind, history keeps receipts. You see the pattern? Because I know I do.
As a black American person, you don't really need to be told again. You don't really need to be informed again. So when you see all of these shades coming to your table, when you see people hating on you, when you see all of these other countries, I'm not minusing Africans, right? I'm just joining everybody combined together, pulling out to talk down on you people. Just know that it is because of the supremacy power that you have. Do you know what it means to be black? Do you know what it means to be brown? Black is beautiful. And you have to carry it with pride. You have to always remind yourself that I am a black American person and there is nothing anybody can do about it. And see, there are a lot of things that these people actually say that some of the things we can't even stitch in some of our videos, you know, because of the YouTube rules and regulation. But if you go deep down to research, you will know that you have a lot. History has dealt with you guys, but still, you are still standing. Slavery has dealt with you guys, but still, you are still standing. Even from becoming a settler and telling you guys that you're no longer a settler, that you guys are immigrants, it is a lot for you guys to carry your shoulder pad high and be like, I am a black American person. These are some of the reasons why these people cannot just stand you. These are some of the reasons why these people cannot just employ you people. You understand? And then they throw out these scenarios of Black Americans people are lazy. Black American people do not want to work. Black American people do not want to do anything. Just want to sit down. They are not wife materials. I've watched a particular video like that where one guy was like, oh, why would you not marry Black American women? Because they are not wife material. They're not trained to be loyal. They're not trained to be honest. They're not trained to be this and that. You can hear from the white community. They are not even only jealous, but they are also jealous of your hair. Your hair means a lot to them. Whenever they see you as someone that is coming to intimidate. Whenever they see Black Americans, they see them as someone that is coming to take over, as someone that is coming to take charge. What else can you expect? What else? Is there any other thing again that we need to say? You've heard from the mouth of the white people, you've heard from the mouth of your own Black American person, and you're hearing from me as an African person. You understand? If I've not said why I love Americans before, let me say this, especially Blacks, right? I love the intonation, the way they speak. I love the way they address things. I love the way that little things do not just, or big problems do not just weigh them down. It makes them more stronger. That's coming from my own part. Carry yourself with pride. God. As at this point, I'm wishing I'm Black American, honestly. Because if you hear with every single thing, like I said, I've not even added some video. I have to even remove some. You understand? I have to re-edit and remove some just because of the rules and regulation here. Also, that the video will not be too long. If not, I can keep playing over and over more than 1 hour where you see people always talking about why they do not like a Black American person. But the question is, are we even supposed to hate on each other, or we're supposed to love each other? Are we supposed to use each other's points to weaken ourselves? For me, if I love this thing and I'm jealous of this particular thing, I will just go ahead and walk towards that. You understand? But it is crystal clear that a lot of them, especially the white community, no matter how they try, they cannot be like the Black Americans. No matter how they try, they cannot meet up. They cannot meet up the standard. That's one. They cannot meet up the competition. They cannot meet up because little things break them down. If every single thing that Black Americans have been going through, it is the white community that's actually going through this, trust me, by now, it would have just been like the end. You understand? But Blacks are still standing. Blacks are still wasting strong. You hardly see Black American coming out here to cry, oh, there is no food despite the recession. Oh, there is no clothes. Oh, this. But you see them, the white community, always coming out to cry. I regret my vote. I put him there. I can no longer feed my children. I can no longer pay school fees. I can no longer do this. I can no longer do that. A lot is on the table. Carry yourself as a pride of Black American that you are. Your hair is beautiful. Your body, your skin, every single damn thing out there that you have is making these people uncomfortable. And I hope you realize this. Anyways, this video is not to create any discrepancy or create any issue between the two communities. We are all one. I keep saying it. No matter the color, no matter the hair and every other stuff. I've also done videos about why Black Americans actually do not like white women. And if you want me to repeat that kind of videos again, let me know as well in the comments section. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Like this video, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, with no further ado, I do have like always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying, but I'll see you guys in my next one. Let love lead, no matter the color, the skin, the hair. Subscribe, and bye for now. I love you. Mwah.